And this comes as New York State sets a record, reporting its highest number of new COVID cases in a single day, more than 21,000. This is new vaccine data and guidelines come out for our youngest New Yorkers. Let's get right out to News 12's Faith Graham, who is at Allerton Public Library with the latest on all of this. Faith.
Amanda, we have not seen a number that high since January of last year, so definitely a huge deal. But it is important to note that it's hard to compare the amount of cases we're seeing today to the height of the pandemic, as we simply didn't have the same testing capabilities that we do now back then. But that's why now the focus is on getting people vaccinated, especially our youngest New Yorkers. And that's why we're here at Allerton Public Library, which starting tomorrow will be one of more than a dozen New York City public libraries offering the vaccine to kids ages 5 to 11. But first, some major news coming from Pfizer and the CDC today about kids and COVID. The CDC today endorsing the so-called test to say policy for schools as a practice for unvaccinated students who have been exposed to COVID. The CDC says that if the students repeatedly test negative within a certain time frame after being exposed, they do not have to quarantine and can stay in school. The goal is to keep these kids in their classrooms, and this is not currently the policy in New York City schools, but the new guidance may open the door for change. Meanwhile, Pfizer making a major announcement today about the effectiveness of their shot for kids between 2 and 5. After doing clinical trials, Pfizer says their smaller dose vaccine didn't produce sufficient immunity in 2 shots, so they are exploring a 3rd dose vaccine for that age group, which could keep us from seeing a vaccine for that age group until the spring. Tonight, we spoke with a pediatrician who says that could also prevent us from reaching herd immunity. This comes as she says most of the cases she's seeing are in and around that 5 to 11 age group, so her advice is to get the vaccine.
This vaccine has been out for, a while now. Over 7 million kids actually in the 5 to 11 age group have gotten it thus far. We have the data. We know it's safe and effective. So there's no real reason not to, have all of the school-age children who can get it.
So if you would like your kids to get the vaccine, Allerton Public Library will be open tomorrow, giving the vaccine to kids ages 5 to 11 during regular library hours. And this will be on select Saturdays through February at more than a dozen libraries throughout the city. But tomorrow you could also go to Eastchester Library in the Bronx, as well as New Lots Library and Coney Island Library in Brooklyn. But for more information on all of the times and the locations, you can head to our website, news12.com. In Allerton, Faith Graham, News 12.
An ever-evolving situation. Faith, thank you for keeping us up to speed on that.